Hello everybody, welcome back to the new video session. Today I am going to deal a new topic of staffing, that is process of staffing. Let us understand how many steps are included in the staffing and with explanation. Staffing process. Let us give me the introduction to the staffing process. So one of the most important function in the management process is staffing, which will fulfill the manpower's requirements within the organization. So the requirements for the new business or for the expanding business, the company which is existing, for them also the staffing function is important. So here the new company will recruit the employees or manpower to do the activities, and for expanding business they require more workforce. For that reason they will involve in the staffing process. And the existing company or existing business, so they require the staffing process because they need to replace those who will quit the organization. Some employees will get retired, some of them will transfer from one job to the another job, some of them will get promotion from from lower position to the higher position, and some of them fired, that is suspended from the organization or job. So for that reason they required a staffing process. So it is one of the important task that searching the right person for the right job. There is a one praise, that is water everywhere and not a drop to drink. So the world, that is earth, is covered with the two-thirds of the water, but there is no drop of the water for the drinkable purpose. So same thing, there is human beings, but nobody will suit for the position. So it is a activity of management or the human resource management or the HR manager to search a qualified workforce for the organization for posting as a right person for the right job. Next point, one of the important to appreciate the staffing as a function or the process, because it starts from understanding the manpower requirement, how many and what kind of the people are required in the organization. So it starts from the understanding the manpower requirements within the organization, and also identifying the potential sources, that is external or internal sources, for recruiting the employees for the vacant position in the organization. So the right persons is always scarce, because we need, being as a HR or staffing function manager, we need to search a qualified workforce. So for that reasons we have to go through the market the job, that is only called as a recruitment. So we have to create a attractive recruitment strategy for attracting the applicant for applying the job. So even a situations where a single job vacancy might attract a few hundreds of applicants. So that time for the HR team it is challenging for selecting the most appropriate one for the doing the job. So those freshly appointed persons might needs an orientation program, that is introducing each and every organization policies, rules, everything to the newly, that is a fresh worker who enters in the organization. And also sometime should give a training to make a familiarize them with the way the things are done in the organization. So this is will be given those who are freshly appointed for the organization, who are started their career freshly. So for them it is needed a training and development activity. So in case they have been selected only on the basis of the academical qualification and the aptitude for the learning, so they must require some specific skills. So for that reasons they have to be shifted for the training department for giving a training what the real work they are doing in the organization, what they must do in the organization. The following are the steps involved in the staffing process. Let us see what are the steps of staffing. First one, estimating the manpower requirement. After that, recruitment, selection, placement and orientation, training and development, performance appraisal, promotion and the career planning, compensation. First one, estimating the manpower requirement. Once the organization structure is designed, the management has to analyze the decision and the decision making levels and also the activity as well as the relationship among the workers to evolve only for one reason, that is creating the horizontal and the vertical dimensions of the structure. Horizontal, that is example all the levels of managers. Vertical dimension of the structure example top management, middle management and lower management. Here the most important thing is, while estimating the manpower, one should understand the manpower requirement is not merely a matter of knowing only how many persons we need, but also what type of the peoples are required. That has to be estimated. So, organization should encourage the women to work in the organization, and the persons from the backward community must encourage to come and join the organization, and the persons with the special ability such as a physically challenged, visually challenged and hearing impaired. So estimating manpower requirements is based on the two concepts, that is workload analysis, on the other hand that is workforce analysis. So let us understand what do you mean by workload analysis. So the workload analysis would enables an assessment of the number and the type of the human resources necessary for the performance of various jobs and accomplishment of the organizational objectives. So workload is the how many hour the work is required, and the how many number and the type of the human resources are required. That is estimating the type and the number of the human resource, that is called the workload analysis, only for accomplishing the organizational goal. Next one, that is workforce analysis. This would reveal the one important, that is how many number and the type of workers are available at present. So that is called the workforce analysis. So after providing the work to the existing workers, whatever the work will left, to accomplish that work you must recruit the employees. So you have to estimate how many workers are still required to complete the that pending work. That is only estimating the manpower requirement. In fact, such an exercise would reveal whether we are understaffed or the overstaffed or optimized, that is optimally staffed. So here understaffed, that is less workers, overstaffed, that is more workers, and optimally, that is equal workers. So this we have to understand. So it may be pointed out that neither overstaffing or nor understaffing is a desirable situation where the organization has to take a good decisions related to these two circumstances, that is overstaffing and understaffing. A situation of overstaffing somewhere would necessitate employees removal or transfer elsewhere. So when the overstaffing is happens, the organizations can remove the employees or they must transfer somewhere else, that is the same branch of the organization. A situation may arise like understaffing, so that time the company can start recruiting process. So it is important to translate the manpower's requirements into the specific descriptions and the desirable profile of its occupant, the desired qualifications, experience, personality, characteristics, and so on. So when the organization is facing the understaffing, so that time they have to prepare a requirement, that is the job descriptions and the desirable profile for the recruitment. So it is a profile includes of the desired qualification, that is academy, and the experience, how many years of experience should require, and the personality characteristics, that is communication and the fitness. So everything is mentioned in the job description. Next one, after estimating the manpower requirement, the organization should go with the recruitment. Let us understand what do you mean by recruitment. So recruitment may be defined as the process for searching a prospective employees and stimulating them to apply for the job in the organization. So what do you mean by stimulating? That is encouraging. The first and the foremost thing of the recruitment is searching a prospective employee and encouraging them for applying the job in the organization. The information generated in the process of writing the job descriptions and the candidate profile may be used for developing the situation's vacant advertisement. So here the recruitment main activity is to creating the job description, that is they have to develop a situation's vacant advertisement for giving the advertisement to the public or applicant. Next point, the advertisement may be placed anywhere in the organization, say as near the factory or the office gate, or it may be published in the print media or the flashed in electronical media. So they have to give the advertisement by using any sources of recruitment. So only for one purpose, that is hiring a right person for the right position. The essential objective of recruitment is to create the pool of prospective job candidates. So here they can use both internal and the external sources of recruitment, which will be very useful for the HR team to having a so many number of the applicants and selecting the best one for the organization. After the recruitment, next step is a selection. So let us know the meaning of selection. So selection is a process of choosing from among the pool of prospective job candidates and developed at the stage of the recruitment. So here after the recruitment, organization will get or receive the applications. So in that applications you have to scrutinize who are best. So who will be the best, they are qualified for the next level, that is selection. So those candidates must be called for the interview. Even in case of highly specialized job where the choice space is very narrow, because the organization is going to hire a less specialist, so that time they will be called the vacancies like only two vacancy or three vacancy. So that time they have to ensure what kind of the workers are required, and the recruitment when the recruitment, that is vacancy, which is very less, so that time they must be very specific regarding selecting. So they have to go through the two important purposes, that is it ensures that the organizations get the best among the available. So they have to check who are best for the organization among so many applicant pool. So in that the best person will get selected. It enhances the self esteem and the prestige of those selected and conveys them to the seriousness with which the things are to be done in the organization. When the specialized jobs are called or job openings are there, so organizations has to be very serious for selecting a specialist. So that specialist must be very serious towards the organizational commitments, and also they should have the self esteem and the prestige. So one of the most two things or two parameter which is seen in the specialist. So the host of the test and the interview, so these are conducted by the HR team. So they have to describe the letter, and those who are able to successfully negotiate in the test and the interview, they will be offered the employment contract, a written document, that is employment contract. So it will contains the offer of the employment and the terms and conditions of the job, as well as the most important aspect, which is included the date of joining or reporting to the job. Next one, after selection the employee one who selected get placement and orientation. So joining a job marks the beginning of socializations of the employees at the workplace. So for that reason the employee is given a brief presentations about the company, and it is introduced to his superiors, subordinates and other colleagues in the organization. So he or she is taken around the workplace of the organizations and given the charge of the job for which he or she has been selected. So that is called as a placement, posting the candidate for their position. So this process of familiarizations is very crucial and may have a lasting impact on his decision to stay and on his job performance. So this making the familiarization of each and every functions, departments, human beings in the organizations will make a person who selected can stay in the organization for a long period, as well as he increasing the job performance. So increasing the job performance will arises when the person gets satisfied in his position. So orientation is like introducing a selected employees to the other employees and familiarizing him with the rules and policies of the organization. So that is a brief introductions about a company which is given by the top management along with the human resource management. That process will be called as a orientation. Whereas the placement, that refers to the employees are occupying the position or the post for which the person has been selected. So which position he is selected, though that positions he has to be occupied, that process will be called as a placement. Next step, that is training and development. The one who selected and the person who placed in his position and conducted the orientation. The next process is a training and development. What the people seek, that is most important, not only their job but also their career. So everyone must have the opportunity to rise to the top. So for that reason they must have enough opportunity and facility for learning in the organization. So organizations have either in-house training centers for providing the training to the workers who is joining newly to the organization, and have forged alliances with a training and education institutions to ensure a continuing learning of their employees. So either they will be having a in-house training centers, or they will go with the agreement with the other institutions. So those institutions will train the workers before shifting to the real job. If the employees motivation is high, their competencies are strengthened, they performs better and thus contributes more to the organizational effectiveness and efficiency. To bring the organization to achieve effectiveness and efficiency, the organizations must provide a training and development. So by providing the training and development, obviously employees motivation will be very high and their competence skills will also increases. So that makes the organization to achieve their goal effectively and efficiently. So by offering the opportunity for career advancement of their members, so organizations are not only able to attract but also retain a talented people. So this is called as a succession planning. So organizations can train the workers and make them to stay in the organization. So so organizations can retain a talented people by providing a training and development and creating a career opportunity for them to develop in their career. So that will help for the organization to contribute their growth and skills for betterment of the organization. Next one, that is after training and development, employees are get the performance appraisal. So after the employees have undergone with the period of the training, so they have been on the job for the some time, so there is a need to evaluate their performance. So all the organizations have some formal and or the informal means of appraising their employees performance. So performance appraisals means what? That is evaluating an employee's current and or the past performance as well against the certain predetermined standards. So what is this predetermined standards which is set in the planning? So employees should have the outcome, that is a fixed standard which is set by the top management. So once they have performed the actual job, so actual job will be compared with the standards. So after that the organizations will go with the formal or informal ratings. For example, graphical rating scale. So employees are evaluated from 1 to 5 numbers. One who will get 1 as a low, one who get 3 number as a average, one who get 5 or 4 is a extraordinary performance. So in that manner they will rate the employees performance. So that is called as a performance appraisal. So employees is expected to know what standards are set by the organization, that is superiors, and they will get the employees feedback on his or her performance. So the standard is specified by the superior to the workers. So according to the standards, employees should give their best. So the performance appraisal process will include the defining the job and appraising the performance and providing the feedback. So one who will get the high mark or rating, so that persons will be get promoted in future. Next one, promotion and the career planning. So after performance appraisal, the organizations will conduct or follow the next step, that is promotion and career planning. It becomes necessary for all the managers in the organization to perform this. So every organizations has to address the career related issues and the promotional avenues for their employees. So employees, when they are joining the organizations, they will look their career in their organization. So they have to specify what kind of the promotional avenues are available in the organization to the employees. So managers needs to design some activities to serve the employees long term interest also. They must encourage the employees to grow and realize their full potential. So the manager's most important role, that giving the work, that is delegating the work to the workers, that is subordinates, and checking how they are working. So if they are capable enough to work in their delegated work, and they are giving their best, in the sense they are developing their potential. Promotions are the integral part of the employee's career. So they refers to being placed in the high positions, or that is increase the responsibility. So they usually mean more pay, responsibility, and the job satisfaction. Obviously all the human resources will go through this one. So they wants to get promoted to the high position, and also they wants to deal with the more pay, high responsibility, and high job satisfaction. This is the need for all the human beings in the world. Next and the last step, that is compensation. All the organizations needs to establish the wages and the salary plans for their employees. This is one of the big objective for everybody. Everyone wants to join the organization to earn the money. So there are the various way to prepare the different pay plans depending on the worth of the job. Basically the price of the job needs to be determined. So according to the job, the salary or the compensation will be decided. So compensations refers to all the forms of the pay or the rewards going to the employees. It may be in the form of the direct financial payments like the wages, salaries, incentives, commissions, and the bonuses. And one more method is that is indirect payment, like employer paid the insurance and the vacations from the organization side. So direct financial payments are the two type, that is time based or the performance based. So a time based plans means a salary and the wages are paid either daily, weekly, or monthly, or annually. So this is called a direct financial payment. So it is based on the two circumstances, that is time based on the performance based. So this performance based plans means a salary or the wages are paid according to their piece wage, that is piece work. For example, a worker may be paid according to the number of the unit produced by him or her. For example, organizations set a standard of the unit, that is output, say as 8 unit. Suppose employees are performed or achieved more than 8, a 1 unit cost 50 rupees. So a performance is increased by the workers. So how many output they will produce extra more than 8? So they will be calculated on the basis of the extra output, and that payment will be given as an incentive to the workers. So in that basis, on the performance, they will provide a incentive or the wages to the workers. So this completes today's topic. Thank you.